Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here, back with another Elite Dangerous video. And in case you've been under a rock for the last couple of days, FDev have released us some information about update 2.3. So, a couple of different things they've announced already is obviously the beta time and when that's going to be, which is absolutely fantastic. Now the launch day for the beta is going to be the 26th of February 2017. So only a few weeks to go really, and I'm going to be covering off some of the elements in there that they're putting into 2.3, having a quick talk about them, and I suppose giving my opinions as usual. So certainly guys, once again encouraging discussion down in the comments, and remember, try and keep it nice and polite as we go. So the first one I'm going to mention is the Commander Creator. Obviously 2.3 has been billed as being Elite Dangerous, the Commanders. So the Commander Creator is going in there, so we'll be able to change our appearances, we're able to put in a face, finally giving ourselves a name, as well as giving us a fully fledged camera system, which for content creators like me, is going to be absolutely fantastic. So that's going to be really, really good. We're also going to be able to have a look at our crew as well, and hopefully crew faces, because at the moment I look around my ship and I can't actually see my crew member who's supposed to be sitting next to me, which is kind of daft, but hopefully you'll get to see that put in there. Now, talking about multi-crew. So with the multi-crew, there are obviously going to be some changes as things go on after the beta. At the moment, what's coming up is obviously going to be a quick look at it and not necessarily a guaranteed thing. So, talking about multi-crew and setting up multi-crew, I'm just going to read through the patch notes and I'm going to give my opinion after each point. And remember guys, it's just my opinion, so it's not going to be gospel truth, although I am one to normally believe that when I say something, it's got to be true. But hey. So, fundamentally, multi-crew is about having fun with friends, so we want to make sure there are as fewer barriers to enjoying this feature as possible. Starting with the crew formation process, we want to make it easy as possible to start having fun on a multi-crew ship. As long as their ship has enough seats, different ships have different multi-crew capabilities. A commander can directly invite players or can set their vessel to allow multi-crew access. Commanders looking to play as crew can either accept direct invites or activate a new looking for ship feature, which will automatically place them as crew on a suitable vessel with multi-crew access involved, making the process quick and painless. When joining a crew, a commander will log out of their current vessel and transfer to the multi-crew vessel regardless of distance. They can leave at any time or be evicted by the ship's owner, at which point they can return to where their ship was last, making the whole affair very friendly drop-in, drop-out procedure. Okay, so there are going to be some people out there already thinking, oh my goodness, the immersion. Being able to teleport directly onto a ship instantaneously. But on this, I want to point out that what if you had to wait hours so you could play with your friends? For you to be transferred there, or fly and meet them, and all that kind of stuff. There is that to think about, but at the same time, is that going to take away the pride of being, oh yeah, that time I went to go to the other side of the galaxy and I managed to make this journey all by myself? When actually you've had someone sitting there shotgun next to you. So I don't really know about that. I guess from a combat point of view, definitely makes a lot of sense to me. Now, in a minute we're going to be talking about the different roles that people have in the ships, so this is going to be an interesting one. But as for random people joining your ship, no thank you. I would rather have people that I know and trust, because that way you're going to find yourself in less trouble. And the reason why I'm saying that is going to be revealed in a minute, but certainly I'm not strictly sure about this whole looking for ship feature. You're going to have a lot of random tourists, I guess, drop into your ship who don't know what they're doing, just want to see what it's like being in a much larger ship. And at the same time, they're going to switch from one, switch to another, switch from one, switch to another. And you're going to have people dropping in and out of your ship all the time, and the chances are you're not going to have someone who you definitely know or want to keep around. So that's something to think about there. I guess I'm a little bit cynical when it comes to social interaction, but hey, there you go, that's my thing. So moving on. Next up, we've got the different roles that people can take in your ship: helm, gunner, and fighter control roles. So, a ship's owner always takes control of the helm, piloting the vessel and operating fixed and gimbaled weaponry. They also control the NPC fighter pilots. There can be up to 2 additional crew members depending on the vessel, who can perform roles to enhance the ability of the ship. Players can also come along for the ride, with the pilot in a mentoring role. The helm also retains control over distribution of power, navigation, and synthesis. The gunner role allows a crew member to take control of all turreted weapons on the ship. They do not need to jump between turret views though, using a third-person interface. They control a reticule that all targets within their arc will automatically follow, giving them improved spatial awareness and easy control of all turreted weapons. They also have access to 2 quick slot fire buttons. In addition to normal fire groups, they can customize with modules, allowing them more options for activating weapons and scanners. Furthermore, the gunner has access to advanced sensor systems, allowing them 360-degree tracking arcs. This lets them activate advanced scanners such as the kill warrant scanner and missile launchers in any direction. The fighter control lets a crew member launch a controlled fighter, even if the helm has already launched a fighter using NPC crew. This allows multi-crew ships to have 2 fighters active at a time. In addition, if the ship has enough fighters, both crew members can take on the fighter con role, meaning 3 human-controlled ships can be flying at the same time. Crew members can also switch roles dynamically as they see fit. The ship owner is always the helmsman. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight into the gunner role here and why I have a problem with it. You have someone sitting in your ship who has control of your weapons. You're flying towards a station, you don't know who this person is, you don't know what their intentions are, and they decide to start shooting the station. Bam, you're destroyed. You're in a resource extraction site, they decide to shoot system security. Bam, you have got a bounty, people are chasing you. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it might go a little bit wrong with the whole having a randomer there in your ship, but if it's going to be your friends, then obviously you're going to be okay. So, I'm also wondering what on earth quick slot fire buttons are. Does anyone know what they are? So far, I'm sure we'll find out more as the beta gets closer. Now, next up we have the fact that they can fire 360-degree tracking arcs, so you can fire missile launches in any direction. So that's going beyond the original specifications of a ship, which sounds a bit of an odd one to me. Not strictly sure that's right. I don't think that it should give you an unfair advantage of having extra people on your ship. Certainly it should be more interesting, and I guess they're going to have a little bit of a different thought about it if they don't know where you're going to be flying as the helmsman. There you go. So, the fighter con role. Oh my goodness. I don't know if anyone's a StarCraft fan, but Carrier has arrived. I think that is going to be absolutely amazing. Being able to have a full wing of fighters launched from your ship, that is going to be absolutely insane. So that's going to be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm obviously a big fan of that idea. I have changed my opinions around ship launched fighters recently, and I really appreciate the benefit of them and how to use them and stuff like that. So next up, obviously they can switch roles dynamically as they see fit. What happens to a ship launch fighter when you change roles? I guess we'll have to find out what happens about that soon. Now Frontier have thought ahead a little bit, and they've put in some additional benefits and some rules in there as well, which is good to see. Now every crew member has access to a power distributor pip that they can assign dynamically. This is in addition to the standard pips that the helm controls. This extra power distribution allows the ship to operate more efficiently, increasing its capabilities in combat. Micromanagement there, guys. Ship rebuy premiums are also reduced for each crew member. Again, the purpose with this is to lower the bar to access ease of use, especially when dealing with vessels that can cost a lot of credits. So where does that leave someone who has just started the game with a brand new account who wants to come and sit in next to the pilot seat of your Corvette? What happens then when you get destroyed due to them firing on the wrong ship? There's something to think about, I guess. All bounties and vouchers that the helmsman, ship owner, receives are duplicated for each crew member, making multi-crew a great way to have fun with friends without missing out on the money-making opportunities. That's going out if you're in a resource extraction site, you're going to make some money as well, and it's duplicated, not split. So that's going to be an interesting one. I guess there's going to be a lot of extra money out there, so if you're someone who has multiple accounts, that might be a great way for you to essentially exploit your way to do some money, which is classic my thinking. Now also with the duplication of the credits, that is going to be a massive imbalance for new players. They're going to have a ton of money very, very quickly if you're able to come in and join in with someone else's play, especially if they're in a much larger ship than you. One thing they could do to limit it would be you've got to be the same combat rank or higher. That would be a good idea. Also, with regards to the sharing of the benefits, they do also share the punishments. Any crime that the ship suffers is applied to all crew members equally. But when a commander leaves or ends a session, the crew will have the option to avoid taking the crimes with them, but in doing so, they will lose all credits earned. It'll be their choice. A real trade-off there. I guess Frontier had to come up with some idea of what they could do in order to make it fair. I honestly don't know how it's going to work out at this point. It's an interesting way of doing it, I guess. It's you're in for it all or you're getting none of it, which I do quite like. But I am interested in hearing what everyone's opinion will be, so please leave a comment, give me your opinions. And remember guys, don't fight. It's a very, very open discussion as usual, and obviously my opinions might not necessarily be right, and there may be some things that change in the future. So once again guys, I want to thank you for watching, and remember, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, it's a little bell next to the subscribe button. So once again guys, thank you for watching. Commander Plater out.